Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Warmly welcome to all of you with another important training series of vlogs related to hazardous area classification. The guys who are working already within Aramco network or SABIC, Sadara or any sort of hazardous industries or the projects mostly they are managing in the confined spaces, including the pipeline industries. I'm sure all these vlogs comprising of maybe 10 or 11 videos, short videos for each module because total 9 modules are there, but I'll try to cover them in 9 videos. Otherwise, bear with me with 10 or 11 vlogs. And I'm sure the moment you'll start watching and start understanding and learning the this particular training, of course, you will understand why that hazardous area classification training is important, especially for the safety engineers, safety officers, supervisors, managers, trainers, including the confined space entry supervisors, or whoever is working as a work permit receiver, work permit issuer, especially in Aramco network or SABIC or Sadara or such kind of high hazardous industries. I'm sure this training is going to give you a lot of benefit, inshallah. So before I start, have you ever attended this training before? If not, then it's a golden opportunity because training zone is adding value just for the professionals who are truly interested to for their professional growth on a day-to-day basis. Because I always have a strong belief that learning and development or training and development both are reciprocal. If you truly want to grow, you have to learn on a daily basis. And to be very honest, like you, I'm also learning. I'm also, learning through the experienced gentlemen working as a project managers or PMTs or the guys who are working as a corporate safety managers. They know what is the real importance of this particular topic or the training. So if you're new to our Training Zone channel, please subscribe, like, and share. And I'm sure these vlogs surely are going to be beneficial for you, and you'll not feel that you are wasting your time. And normally at YouTube, we all know mostly people are spending time, with 3, 4, 5 minutes videos, and the videos are mostly are with the introductory patterns and using them as a marketing tool. But at Training Zone, we are publishing the complete trainings. No doubt there would be a series of vlogs. Like for this particular training topic, I'll be recording maybe more than 9, 10, or 11 videos. So let's start with the first vlog, which is already started up. So let me start with one particular question. Have you ever at least heard that particular topic, the hazardous area classification? Either you're working as a work permit saver or as a safety engineer or even as a safety supervisor or safety officer, especially in Aramco network. Have you ever attended or at least heard that particular training topic? Because now it's becoming more and more mandatory. And the vision behind this training is all the global brands who are dealing with the high hazardous industries. They really want everyone, not only to the middle management, the top management, even the guys who are, we call them affected employees, the guys who are directly working as a maintenance technicians or as inspectors or as a welders, they must also be a bit of familiar about the hazardous area classifications and what safety precautions or kind of, the effective hierarchy of control they have to bear in mind before they start up any sort of project in restricted areas, prohibited areas, especially the confined spaces, or the industries I'm talking about. If you are working in a gas distribution company like Saudi Arabia is having a lot of gas rigs now. So not only they are exploring gas, even they are distributing and selling the gas to other distributing network and companies. And those companies, of course, have a SCADA system and several mechanisms to keep the whole supply chain more safer and not only safer for themselves, even for their employees, for the environment, as well as for the assets of their business. Of course, they truly understand one terrible incident or accident can destroy the image of their brand, can kill their people, in shape of terrible fatalities. And nobody likes accident because that's why we call it unwanted event, right? So I'm sure this training will be very fruitful for you. And if you're new to our trainings and channel, please subscribe, like, and share. It's our daily learning club, and I'm sure, like me, you will also be learning a lot. So be consistent, be focused, and watch this video if you have some free mind actually because all our trainings at training zone are mostly at the complete training videos. So in that context, it's my humble request, if you are a good passionate learner, then spend and invest your time here. Otherwise, go the knowledge you already have. Otherwise, this video wouldn't be so much beneficial for you guys if you will watch and learn with less focus or lack of focus. So that's why I'm requesting, please, if you have a spare time and you believe it's convenient, it's a self-based learning platform, the YouTube, especially the training zone. So I'm sure you'll find some convenient time, maybe morning time, maybe before sleeping, whatsoever the convenient time you believe where your mind is present and you can make some notes, especially for the important words, and especially to understand the terminology of hazardous area classification. Like whenever I'm going to talk about zone zero, you must be familiar how we define, how we identify zone zero, starting from the drawing, and then throughout the project, how we implement from design to operations, productions, even for the last process of the complete supply chain, how we ensure that the hazardous area classification is helping us and making us capable to implement the right set of uh, controls and precautions and safety rules and regulations, including we establish the SOPs also accordingly. We buy the materials based on the classifications. We give any sort of input by considering the sensitivity of zone numbers, and accordingly, inshallah, I'm sure uh, after watching all these vlogs, you will have a clear understanding. And once you complete this training, you will be feeling a lot of confidence within yourself as a safety professional or as a engineering, whatever engineering background you have, and you are working in any sort of high hazardous industry. These vlogs will be truly beneficial, inshallah. So, have you? Second question, I'm just raising here. Have you ever heard the zone zero, zone one, zone two, or have you seen such boards at your project sites or anywhere in the restricted areas wherever you've been working, especially in Aramco network or in SABIC or Sadar or some other petrochemical or hydrocarbon industries? So, if not, again, the right time to learn. And have you ever heard the zone 20, 21, 22, especially for the combustible dust? So, just two categorical domains you can see on the first slide, even, the gases and the vapors, always you distribute, you allocate it through zone 0, 1, and 2. But how we decide this is zone 0, this is zone 1, this is zone 2, that's all technical parts we are going to discuss, inshallah. And have you ever heard fireproof materials or explosion-proof materials, or the pipes or the equipments or electrical tools, whatever input you are going to use or apply or implement within those zones methodologies? Of course, if not, it's time for further learning, inshallah. I'm not telling you're not expert, you're already experienced well, uh, to be very honest, a very successful professional. That's why you are still working on a particular project or a company. But the biggest room in the world is the room for further improvement. So never ever stop your learning. That's why I'm encouraging, stay and watch each vlog of the complete video series of this hazardous area classification. Like we started with vlog number one, and that is just a kind of introductory part. And on the other side, if we are using plenty of confined spaces and high hazardous industries, including pipelines, tanks, we have different sort of valve controls for distribution patterns, for maintenance, for operations, for inspection. Different construction projects are going on, sometime near to the road, sometime uh, at remote areas. So in that context, we have to understand the methodologies, how zone classifications are helping us to keeping us safe and the assets of the company, including the environment and nearby community as well, and the business goodwill. Now, since I told you this training would have 9 modules, but most importantly, the course overview I can highlight in this vlog is you must be capable how to identify hazardous areas in natural gas facilities or oil and gas facilities. How do you identify hazardous areas? Wherever you move on in any hazardous industry, there is a proper layout or the drawings are available. And of course, those drawings must be like in 2D, 3D, and 3D max pattern, just to highlight in red color that these are the hazardous areas. And Aramco is smart enough sometime to guide you properly, but sometime they rely that the contractor must be capable to identify the highly uh, extremely flammable or the areas where explosions can happen or the fire incident can happen because of any minor mistake or any sort of unsafe act, or because of any sort of unsafe condition, the things could be out of control. So in that context, it's really important that you have to capable how to identify the hazardous areas in oil and gas facilities. Same way the classification, the zoning of hazardous areas, that's also a key learning target for all of you. How do we classify uh, especially the zone numbers, like for gases and vapors, for like zero, zone one, and zone two. And for the combustible dust, same way, we go with 20, 21, and 22. And the third learning course overview objective and the target is safety measures and the protective equipment. What safety measures? By using the hierarchy of control, by applying different high-tech methodologies and different sort of technologies also we incorporate, just to make sure that we are implementing the right set of safety measures to protect ourselves, to protect the business assets, and of course the nearby communities as well, including the environment. And PPs in high hazardous areas, of course, are the most important one. But before PPs, of course, in isolation or like elimination, isolation, somewhat we implement engineering controls, administrative controls, and of course, at the end, we talk about protective equipments or PPs. Will be Our target is also to learn about the compliance with international safety standards, because plenty of standards regulatory bodies are publishing locally in Saudi Arabia, as well as coming from a global network, maybe from USA, like NEC, and some standards are coming from Europe, like the European regulations, and somewhat we have API, American Petroleum Institute, and also OSHA is helping also in different areas, just to give us a detailed technical awareness, like a safety engineer, like a technical safety engineer, to keep ourselves safe and the people who are working at our project, or any stakeholder, including the employees, the visitors. Visitors could be your customers. Aramco guys can visit, including the government regulatory bodies can also have a detailed visit. So just make sure you guys, at least after watching all these vlogs, you must be capable at least these four important skills, like how to identify hazardous areas, how to classify zones, and what are the exact kind of proven, technical safety measures and the protective equipment. And most importantly, the compliance is everything. Compliance with the legal regulations and the standards we are following internationally or globally. And those safety standards we would also be discussing, inshallah. So this is just an introductory part, but in the introductory part, let me introduce also the all nine modules, so just the headings at this stage. Later on, I'll start making for each module one vlog. Like the module number one is all about understand the concept of hazardous areas. How do we decide, what is the concept? How do we classify, how do we decide, how do we identify that this is the hazardous area or restricted area or prohibited area or red zone area, or we call it, the line of fire, in other words. How do we make sure those areas are, no one is going there without work permit, without proper set of safety precautions, because ultimately safety is everyone's responsibility. And I always mention safety, quality, and credibility. Everyone should be responsible, including your customers, even janitor to general manager, whoever is directly or indirectly supporting your business operations. He must be responsible for understanding the concept of hazardous areas, and the precautions and the safety rules, regulations need to be followed, especially within those hazardous areas. And sometime I mentioned might be that is the reason we need state-of-the-art, knowledgeable, competent, highly skilled and experienced safety professionals in shape of safety managers, supervisors, safety officers, safety engineers to help us to complete the projects, maybe maintenance projects, maybe inspection, maybe some uh, you know, service kind of, or even construction. So in that context, the module one is very much important, because once your concepts are clear, you will start feeling confident. And in the second module, we will be discussing, inshallah, and especially we will be interpreting the hazardous area classification systems, like how do we decide this is zone zero, this is zone one, zone two, especially for the gas and vapors. And same way for the dust, combustible dust, how we decide this is on 20 or 21 and 22. And when we teach, to be very honest, this NIBOSH PSM, process safety management, we talk a lot about the hazardous area classification, and we stress the guys to understand the technical concept, the safest methods, safe methods of working. That's why we have a lot of hazard studies. We have hazard analysis, we have risk assessments. We create a master risk assessment register and we keep it updated just to make sure we are on the right track, the safest track, and keeping our all four pillars the safest one, like including our employees, mean all the stakeholders, and the business environment, and to be very honest, the very expensive assets of the company also. But bear in mind, everything is reversible. But when life is gone forever. So life is irreversible. So life matters a lot. Life is everything. So just to save the lives of our stakeholders, we have to make sure our safety management system, especially in hazardous areas, is implemented with full effectiveness, and everybody is respecting those rules, because any violation can be catastrophic, any violation can be so fatal, and it's hard to get a second chance. Carelessness will not work. Shortcuts will be damaging, really terrible. And even if you are mentally not prepared and not knowledgeable, not competent enough, don't agree any project, especially in hazardous areas. So be transparent, be honest as a professional. Otherwise, start learning and increase the knowledge level, and then tell the company that you are capable and you are the right decision maker. Either you're working as a safety engineer, supervisor, manager, trainer, CSC supervisor, work permit receiver, issuer, whatever your position is there. Basically, this training, to be very honest, so whoever is involved and dealing directly or indirectly with the hazardous areas, he must be familiar with the hazardous area classification and the safety best practices and methods. In the third module, we'll be talking about recognize common hazardous substances and conditions. In the substances, mostly we have to focus on the invisible enemies in shape of chemical, in shape of gas, and gas mean uh, could be like methane, or maybe highly poisonous gases like H2S or others. So, or any other certain chemicals we are going to use in the high hazardous areas or could be present naturally. So, how we going to tackle them and how we manage those kind of dangerous conditions. And in module 4, we'll be talking about how we going to apply safety measures in hazardous areas. That is the area where we all have to help each other and work as a team. Then we can ensure, the right set of safety principles are well implemented and everybody is helping to each other to make sure everyone goes back to home safely every day. So it's kind of a challenge of every second, every minute, every hour, even every day. In number 5 module, we'll be talking about use and maintain equipment certified for hazardous area. Okay, let me be more straightforward here. We are not going to use anything which is not certified, especially in hazardous areas. Anything. It's not like only equipment. Even the guys who are going to work in hazardous areas, they also have to be trained, certified, competent enough, and most importantly, you are the one as a top management have to authorize them also that you are valued to their competence level, and you believe they are quite okay and ready to work in hazardous areas, and they can keep them safe and they can ensure the safety of others also. Okay, number 6 module is all about the implementation, like how we implement the hazardous area design and protection methods. Sometimes I say, design is everything. Like maybe 90% safety you can ensure if you design safely everything, everything. Like you use the equipment, you use the substances in shape of paint, in shape of coating, everything fireproof, flame proof, in other words, with fire resistant capabilities and explosion proof as well. So you try your level best, you understand the importance of the shelf life or the expiry date of everything because you are going to use them in the hazardous areas. So you cannot buy any uncertified equipment, uncertified materials. You have to make sure you are buying in line with international trademarks, maybe EFs, maybe FM or UL or some other quality marks are there, which we're gonna discuss uh, in different parts of the videos. But bear in mind, the design is everything. Any design mistake could be fatal today or might be tomorrow. Okay, that's why we need design engineers also. The guys who are well experts, and it's a teamwork. Like, let me give you an example. If you are designing a hazardous area, and then work as a team. And those teams must have technical expertise so they can decide better, what level of design features, even though, especially in Aramco network, SABIC is all standardized, but still as a contractor, like either you are going for maintenance projects or inspection or construction or any other thing, make sure, you still have a capability to understand and identify if there is any design errors or mistakes. You can guide to your customer. Customer could be your Aramco even because they are also human, right? So human means errors could be there, even though they have 360-degree analysis, but still, the failure can happen, God forbid. So in that context, as a contractor, be capable enough sometime to guide to your customer if they have missed any part, if they have ignored any sort of local or international standards, or might be the quality of the things used in the hazardous areas might be not good enough. So in that context, module 6 is also very much important. Now, after implementing the safety measures and classifications and identifications and understanding the concept, it's really much important still to have a plan how we gonna respond to emergencies and hazardous areas in shape of God forbid, if any fire incident happened, any explosion happened, what is our ERP, emergency response plan, and who will do what. That's all we gonna discuss in module 7. And in module 8, we will be discussing how we gonna comply with legal and regulatory requirements. Ultimately, there are legal bodies, there are regulatory bodies like Ministry of Oil and Gas or Minerals. Even Aramco itself is kind of a regulatory body as well. No doubt, they are mostly our customer, but ultimately they are the government, they are the Saudi government, right? So they benchmark several standards. They buy everything. You cannot buy anything within other than Aramco network. Whatever you need to buy, you have to buy. That's why Aramco have a 9-com methodologies and implemented well. And any item you need within Aramco network, you have to buy from through their approved suppliers or the vendors, in other words. So important part is no harm to prepare a legal register, which standard apply where, especially in hazardous areas. And the last not the least, but we will be discussing how we can help each other to promote a safety culture or establish a safety culture, and especially for the hazardous environments. So these 9 modules, inshallah, one by one, I'll be discussing deeply, technically, logically, conceptually, so you can have a better understanding. So stay tuned, wait for my next vlog. Until then, thank you very much for watching. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe, like, and share. This is our daily learning club. And like me, I'm sure you will also be learning a lot. Thank you very much. Wait for my next vlog. Thank you very much.